Welcome everybody to Be Spiritual with Pastor O. I'm so glad that you decided to be with us today. We have been having a wonderful conversation on social media. Our question of the week is, why do we have feelings? Why were we created with feelings? And you guys have been responding. I've seen some amazing comments, great thought, great conversation, and I'm just very happy to see so much engagement on this topic. And so we want to kind of delve into that today. The question of the week is, why do we have feelings, and why were we created with feelings and emotions? And the answer is, I don't know. But I'm going to take a shot at it. And the reason why I said I don't know is because it was God who created us. We were created with feelings and emotions. And I'm not able to really ask God person to person, why did he create us with emotions and feelings? But I can take a shot at it based on what I understand about humanity. And what I see is that each human being, every one of us, we have emotions, we have feelings, and we know what it's like to feel different emotions. And so I'm sure if you've been sad before, you've been jealous, maybe you've been angry, maybe you've been happy, maybe you've had joy, whatever it is, you have experienced something in your emotions. And so the question that we've been asking is, why do we have feelings? Because everything has a purpose. And I believe in what I can see and understand about humanity is that our feelings help us to, first of all, realize that we can relate one to another. When somebody says, I don't feel good, you immediately say, oh, what's wrong? And then they say, yeah, I got a headache. My sinus is bothering me. Oh, yeah, girl, I feel like that every time, spring comes, my sinus. So we know what it feels like to have a headache or to have pain. And so what I see is that our feelings, which have been given from our Creator to help us to relate to Him as well, but I think it's more so for us to relate to one another. And so if you know what it feels like to be sad, then you know what that feels like. And so if you know what that feels like and it's not a good feeling, then we shouldn't do things to make other people sad, right? Because we know what that feels like. Or if you're jealous, you've been jealous before. And people have done things just to make you jealous. They wanted you to hate. They wanted you to be jealous. And you realize that, and that's not a good feeling. So maybe the fact that you know what it feels like to be jealous, that we should reevaluate how we're doing things, because if you're doing things to make other people jealous, that's not good, because you know how bad jealousy feels, right? So what if our feelings were just given to us so we could relate to one another? And so that we can care more for one another. Because I know what it feels like to be sad, I'm going to be careful not to make you sad. And because I know what it feels like to be hated on, then I'm not going to hate on someone else. Why? Because I know what it feels like. So what if our feelings were just for the purpose? Not for us to say, oh, you hurt my feelings. And that's not what your feelings are for. Maybe they're for understanding on how someone else feels, so it would shape how we relate to one another. What if that's why we have feelings? Something to think about. And so if we know that, then maybe we can be a little bit more intentional to care about someone else. Don't do things that make people hurt, because you know what it's like to hurt. You have feelings. Don't do things to make other people sad, because you know what it's like to be sad, because you have feelings. And so hopefully, just this conversation will cause us to reevaluate how we deal with each other and realize that whatever you do to make someone feel a certain way, you know what that feels like. So how about if we do what God wants us to do? We know what love feels like, right? What if we share more love, more happiness, more joy with each other? And I can hear somebody say, well, I don't really have nobody to love me, and people didn't love me. But you still know what love feels like. You still know what love feels like. You may love ice cream, or you may love a good cheeseburger. You know what it's like to love. And so we have that opportunity as well to show love and to show light to other people, because we know what it feels like to be unloved. So hopefully this will answer some questions for you, why you have your feelings, so that you can relate to others a little bit better. I'm Pastor O. We have the question, we have the answer. We'll see you next time.